Roba, and thanks everybody for joining the workshop today, and thanks for the American University in Sharjah for hosting this workshop. I'm very excited to be here. So thanks everybody again for joining. So today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence and ChatGPT and how to effectively utilize artificial intelligence in our jobs, in our companies, in our daily lives, and so forth. So my presentation today would be on 3 parts. The first part, I'll talk about artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. The second and third parts, I'll be talking about other artificial intelligence tools that I think are also pretty effective. And after each part, I'm going to open the floor for discussions and questions and live interactions. And I'm going to show also live examples on ChatGPT and the other tools that I'm going to be presenting today. So first, artificial intelligence. We have actually many types of artificial intelligence, but I want to highlight on the main 3 types that I think are in now and in the short term would be very efficient for everybody. Which is generative artificial intelligence, predictive artificial intelligence, and RPA. So most of the existing tools that we are dealing with today, and most of the trendy tools like ChatGPT and others, and Midjourney and others, are basically generative artificial intelligence tools. And what does that mean? It means simply that you need to feed the algorithm. It's an algorithm that you need to feed it with data, with information, what we call prompt, and then it will generate out something for you. It will generate a text or article or a video or a photo or whatever. But the thing here that we need to understand well, that the quality of the outcome from all these generative artificial intelligence tools is highly depending on the quality of the data, of the input, the quality of the prompt. So for example, if I want to give two different people a task, I tell them, okay, I need this report using artificial intelligence or using ChatGPT. For the same topic and using the same tool, I can get a totally different outcome. One of them could be really good quality, one of them could be just generic information. And I can almost immediately tell that this report is being generated using artificial intelligence, which is fine. Actually, we encourage people to use artificial intelligence in almost every task that they are doing. The problem is the quality of the outcome. If you're giving an outcome which is not suitable or convenient, then there is a problem. And the idea here is to understand how to deal, how to engineer this data, how to do what we call prompt engineering. And this is what we're going to talk about today as well. The second part or the second type would be predictive artificial intelligence, which is basically mostly all types of artificial intelligence work with what is called LLM, which is large language models. Basically, they have access to a huge amount of data where they then generate or predict some stuff for you. And the predictive artificial intelligence is relying on historical data and on current data in order to give you predictions. So basically, if you want to do predictions for your company, a marketing plan, or you're into trading or F&B or fashion or whatever, and you want to know the trends, the estimated trends in the coming 3 or 5 years, you can use an artificial intelligence tool to help you with that. And the only issue now is that predictive artificial intelligence is not as trendy as generative artificial intelligence, and we don't have as many tools doing predictive artificial intelligence. So the best solution that we know of right now, we recommend that you actually code your own algorithm. And this is a service that we do at Dubers, that we can actually code your own algorithm for your company to do predictive analysis utilizing artificial intelligence. And we actually recommend that because now when we code this kind of algorithm, it's actually tailored and based on your company's data. It's not just generic information or generic data. It's based on your company's data, so the predictions would be more tailored and more suitable to your company and to your use case. Now, the third type is robotic process automation, or RPA. This is obviously more popular within like manufacturing and this kind of businesses. Yet it can be definitely applied to all kinds of businesses. And it's basically automating all the repetitive tasks or administrative tasks and automate them. And the point here that many people are saying, okay, we will lose millions of jobs to artificial intelligence and so forth. But the idea is that we need to think of it in a way that it's actually freeing up the human resources to do more creative and value added and strategic tools. So this kind of repetitive tasks is basically wasting all, like potential wasting tasks, I like to call it. It's just wasting the potential. If you go to the same place for 10, 15 years of your life doing the same thing, well, this is, while you can actually allocate or delegate some of this stuff to artificial intelligence, this would be much more effective and would again free up your time to more creative and value-added tasks. Now, we actually do full workshops only about this to try to figure out what differentiates the human mind from artificial intelligence, in a sense, to understand how we can face the risks coming from artificial intelligence and taking away millions of jobs. This is a whole long topic to discuss, but I can give you just a bit of a hint about it. So what differentiates the human mind from artificial intelligence is basically the creativity of human mind, which might be surprising, which is driven by chaos. And by chaos, I mean the ability of the human mind to actually make links between and patterns between things that don't have any logical link between them. So scientific discoveries and theories like gravity and relativity are good example, yet this could be applied to every industry. So artificial intelligence works with existing data. It cannot come up with original data. So the human mind can come up with original creative data. So this is how we can actually work with artificial intelligence to utilize it to get the data or information that we want from existing data, but then capitalize on the human mind and creativity of the human mind to actually add our experience or add our creativity part to it. So how many tools do you think we have, artificial intelligence tools we have now? 5 or 10 or 100? Actually, we have thousands of artificial intelligence tools, and almost every other day we get a new tool coming up, you know, on almost every single industry, including productivity, writing, marketing, design, and videos. Some of these tools we might have been using for a long time, and we don't even know, because basically artificial intelligence has been around for a while. It's just ChatGPT and the hype of the metaverse and all this kind of stuff that sort of make it a bit trendy. Yet there have been many tools actually that, for example, Grammarly is utilizing AI, and they also just launched Grammarly Geo, which is an AI tool also within Grammarly. Stuff like Luca for logo making and stuff like that. So let's focus now on ChatGPT. And in order to know how to effectively use ChatGPT in our jobs and businesses, we need to understand how ChatGPT works. You know, so ChatGPT is again a generative tool, and how it works, it's based on large language models, which is a class of machine learning based on large language processing models that digest huge quantities of text and data and then infer relationships between these words within the text. Now, the thing here is that it's called, or based on what is called a sequential model or a sequential technique deployed through what is called LSTM, which is long short-term memory. What does that mean? So a sequential approach means that the model is filling the blank with the most statistically probable word. Now, this is a bit of an issue because it puts some limitation. I'll give you a very, very basic example of how this sequential model idea works. It's like when I say, for example, Adam is eating in a, you know, well, the most probable word, you might think a restaurant, while the fact that could be he's eating in his friend's house, or he's eating in his family's house, or whatever. But the thing here, what I'm getting at here, is that the most probable answer is not necessarily what you're looking for. So the idea here is that you need to know what you're looking for. And this is what we call prompt engineering. This is what we call the quality of the data that you feed this algorithm, because this is a big mistake that many people are doing when they utilize ChatGPT and artificial intelligence tools in general. They feed the algorithm with generic data, so the outcome is generic and it's not good enough, and they don't basically know what exactly to tell. So you need to spend some time to define what you want to feed the algorithm and what is the outcome that you need out of that algorithm. And we're going to give some live examples. So what I've been talking about now is called prompt engineering. What is the prompt? The prompts are the input text or instruction given to the model, like ChatGPT, to generate a specific response or perform a particular task. So prompt engineering refers to the process of designing and formulating these prompts or data for artificial intelligence and language processing models in the context of AI language models like ChatGPT, Midjourney, and most of the tools. So let's have some live examples about what I've been talking about. So I'm just going to go to ChatGPT, and let's say we're into, for example, F&B business, and we want some ideas to generate or increase the revenue of our restaurant, for example. So let's try this out. Give me some ideas to increase the revenue. Let's see, what do we get? Okay, so online presence and marketing, loyalty programs, online ordering and delivery, menu enhancements.
Hasan, we can still see your slides.
I can still see the slides. Okay, just a second. Now you can see ChatGPT, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So what I wrote here is, give me some ideas to increase the revenue of my restaurant, okay? So what it generated: online presence and marketing, loyalty programs, online ordering, menu enhancements, upselling, catering, collaborations, efficient operations. So I guess all of us now see that this is something, I mean, this is pretty generic. I don't need an AI tool to come up with these ideas. You know, why would I go to ChatGPT or any AI tool to get such answers? So what is the problem? The problem is in the prompt here. What I entered here is pretty generic. That's what I'm talking about. Give me some ideas to increase the revenue of my restaurant. So let's try something else. Let's see, explain more. What do we get? So now what ChatGPT is doing, it's basically giving you information, more explanation or elaborations on the same ideas it gave you. So another mistake would be using words like explain more or tell me more or elaborate more. This doesn't help if the original outcome isn't what you're looking for. Just avoid using this kind of stuff and try to rephrase your prompt in a different way. Because as you can see here, ChatGPT didn't give one single additional idea. It just explained on the same answers or reply that it gave before. So let's try a different way. So give me creative, innovative, of the box ideas. Excuse my typos. For increasing significantly, increasing the revenue my restaurant in Dubai. Now the idea here, the more information we give, the better the outcome. Using words like innovative, creative, out-of-the-box ideas, and then specifying the location is pretty important, or the data, the specific data that you want to feed the algorithm. So let's see what it is giving us now, like themed dining experiences, gourmet food trucks, virtual reality dining, chef collaboration events, mystery menu nights, interactive tables. So we can notice here that the outcome is much better than when we fed the algorithm with just generic data. So when we are more specific, when we use words like innovative, out of the box, creative, and then define the location and be more specific and kind of know what we want from this algorithm, kind of know what we want, what would be the outcome, then we will get better ideas. Now, you might not like all of these ideas, but you can go on and on. You can get 50 or 100 ideas and then start filtering them and tailoring them to your business or use case. Let's try something else. Let's try writing, for example, specifying the region. So the season, sorry. So let's say, give me the same thing, but I just added in winter. Now it's giving some also interesting stuff like winter themed menu, outdoor winter garden, fire pit dinners, winter bar, seasonal winter food festivals, igloo dining. So Now, what we are doing is that we are becoming more specific. We are specifying the location, we are specifying the season. And for example, if I try out another location, let's say in Rome instead of Dubai, obviously it will give some other stuff which is tailored to Rome. So what I'm getting at here is we need to know the outcome again, and we need to feed the algorithm with better quality prompts in order to get an outcome. I'll show you more detailed prompts from other industry. I'm just giving general information today, but if there is any specific industry that we can, maybe you can always reach out to me that we can discuss or tailor this to more specific industry. So as you can see here, when I wrote Rome instead of Dubai, it gave me historical dining tours, pasta making classes, mystery ingredient dinners. Remember, I'm trying to give it, to ask it to increase the revenue, out of the box ideas to increase the revenue of my restaurant. Roman Empire inspired menu. So you can see now how just engineering the words can give a very different outcome. So how about if I want to know the trends in the coming 3 years and make my plan based on that? So give me 3 years predictions on the F&B trends. Let's see, what do we get? So the first answer here, I made a mistake actually here, because this is a generative tool, and that's what I was saying. What it will give you, no matter what, it will give you generic ideas, because it cannot predict. The answer here, I'm an AI language model. I don't have access to real-time data. So based on historical patterns, I can give you some recommendations. So because this is a generative tool, it will not be so much helpful in the predicting the future. So if you want to do like 3 or 5 years plan, you can get stuff like that and then start doing some more work on it. Yet, if you want a purely predictive artificial intelligence algorithm, then you will need to have, again, code your own algorithm. We can try this on other industries as well. But before, I'd love to know also the audience is from which industries, so maybe we can try some other stuff. But I want to show you another tool. If you're not familiar with it, it is the turning this report into, or this information into, a PowerPoint presentation in just 1 or 2 minutes. And this could be really helpful. So basically, you can come up with the ideas, report, or whatever outcome you want, put it in that tool and get a PowerPoint presentation. So you have the whole thing done in 10, 15 minutes. And this is actually a Microsoft tool. So this is not available on the desktop application of Microsoft. You have to do it online. So you have to go to open the Word from your browser. You will not find this option in your desktop application. So it has to be through the browser. And it's a very simple tool, actually. I'm just gonna paste the information that we got from ChatGPT. Do that. You can see my Word file now, right?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah. So you go to File, and then you go to Export, and export to PowerPoint presentation. Again, you will not find this option in the desktop application. You will just find it on the web-based application for the Word. And it will give you a template. And the good thing about the AI tools in general, that these templates will every time you apply, or every time you want to export, it will be different templates. And that's the thing about the AI tools. Yet I would say that this specific tool from, let me just select any one and do export. In a minute, it will just give me the presentation. I just have a comment on this, that this tool, it's a bit limited. The free templates are a bit limited, and you will need to do a lot of work to make the presentation as you want. So you will get, but at least I would say it would do, I would say maybe 20 or 30% of your work. So the Word file, so I got the replies or the ideas from ChatGPT. I put it in the Word file, and in less than a minute, I got a PowerPoint presentation of how many pages. Actually, yesterday I tried one. It was about 89 pages, and I got it in 2 minutes as well. So it's good, it's effective. Yet it's obviously you will need to do some edits on it to make sure you can actually do the edits online through the same tool, or you can just download the PowerPoint presentation and start editing on it. So this is something I find effective as well. So just I want to open the floor now. If you have any questions, yes, Roba. Yeah.
If we have our own template, can we use that and export it to create a presentation from our own template?
I think this is an option that is available in the premium account, so you need to upgrade the account in order to do it. But the free account, no, I don't think it's available.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? So there's a question, Hasan, in the chat. She's asking, these images are automatic ones, or did you have them? The ones in the presentation?
No, I didn't have them. The Microsoft AI tool totally generated everything. I didn't have these images. I didn't give Microsoft any other data, just the word. I just copied and pasted, just what I did live. I didn't put anything else. So just what I had from ChatGPT, I copied, pasted it in the here, and just generated it. So it generated everything, including the images. And the images are, of course, matching the content.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Hamza is asking if we can change the images in the presentation later, probably.
Yeah, this can be done also live on Microsoft itself, or you can download the presentation and edit as much as you want. It will be a PowerPoint file anyway, editable.
Thank you, Hasan.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yes, Yara, go ahead, please.
This is a bit of a loaded question, but maybe you'll talk about it later on. In what areas of work, and maybe this is dependent on the industry, would using ChatGPT to generate ideas be considered ethical, and when would it be considered plagiarism?
Well, this is, yeah, it is a loaded question. Yeah, I mean, I think artificial intelligence is in a pretty early stage, and people are still, figuring out how to deal with it in terms of regulations and in terms of what is to define actually what would be ethical and what would not be ethical. And this is a big question. Yet again, it's a tool that is helping us to operate much more effectively. So I think as long as you are getting the data to serve your purpose eventually and to grow your business, I think there is nothing wrong with utilizing AI tools in order to do that. And that is, I mean in professional work and stuff. I mean, school essays, and this is a different story. But I mean, in professional work, in our jobs, I think utilizing AI, and the better we become in utilizing AI, the better outcome and more, I would say, revenue and return on investment will come out of it. Yet the thing I would say that we will always need to put this element of human creativity into our products, because as artificial intelligence tools are developing, I would say that people would develop also and would immediately realize that this is AI, an AI generated solution, or an AI generated article, or an AI generated social media campaign. So without the element of the human experience and creativity in it, I mean, it has to always be there, this element.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That was a good answer. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I think adding on to Hasan also, I have seen some people, what they do is they also put a comment at the end of their, let's say, LinkedIn post. They say this post was with support from ChatGPT. Like they reference the fact that they used it to create this post. So this is something also you can mention or you can use, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, that
definitely.
makes sense for transparency's sake.
Yeah, yeah,
Hi, Hassan. Sorry, I had a question.
sure.
So, in a prompt like this, like the one you're showing now, where you asked it for, a summary of predictions, is there any way, like, I mean, are there any prompts you could give that basically, lets ChatGPT tell us what are the sources of some of these predictions it's making? Or
So
there's no way to know that now.
the sources of the predictions.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
if you were to use it in a professional setting, like, on a presentation or something, we usually have to give a source. So,
yeah, yeah,
using this as an example. So is there any way to do that, or that's still
yeah.
not?
No, it's a really good question. I've actually tried what you're saying when writing maybe some more of a scientific stuff. So I ask it to give me the references. It gives full references. I'll show you today as well a couple of tools that give you the article with all the references. But let's try this out even live. Can you give me the references? So it cannot for this specific topic, but if you're doing a more, I would say, scientific or statistical report, I think it can give you. I tried it before, and it gives you the references and some sources of the data. But I'll show you also in the third part of the presentation a tool that is even much more effective in that sense. If you want to get references in for your articles or for your work.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Yeah. So if we don't have any more questions for this part, I'm gonna move to the next part. Any other questions?
There was a question here from Mahmoud asking, can it do bibliography as well?
Videography, I'm not aware that ChatGPT can do videography, but I'll
No,
show
no,
you to.
he's saying,
I'll show.
bibliography.
Sorry.
Bibliography.
Yeah, bibliography. Again, I mean, if it's a scientific topic, yes, I think it can do it. If we write something like historic or scientific, it can give you that. But you gotta try again. You gotta try with it. Just give me the references or bibliography or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, do we have other questions? Shall we move on?
Yeah, we can move on. Thank you, Hasan.
No problem. So I go back to. Actually, there is a tool. I'm going to talk about the plugins and the extensions. We have a plugin that is helping you to actually, it gives you ready prompts, and there is a technique that we use with ChatGPT that we actually ask ChatGPT to give us the prompt. So we type to ChatGPT, we tell them, give me an effective prompt for whatever we want, ideas for a restaurant or for a fashion store or something. Then you take this prompt and feed it to ChatGPT. Okay, I'm gonna try one now after a while, but this is a technique that we sometimes do as well. So asking ChatGPT to give us the prompts, but there are also ready-made tools or ready tools like plugins or extensions like this one. It's called AIPRM. It's an extension with Google Chrome where you can actually, it's basically a prompt management tool. You can use it to complete marketing, sales, operation, and productivity with ready-to-use prompts like ChatGPT or Bard or Midjourney or most of the artificial intelligence tools. So you can also check that out. It's pretty interesting. So I'm going to talk about some other tools that I think are pretty effective as well. I think maybe many of you are familiar with Luca, which is for creating logos basically for your company in 10, 15 minutes, or actually in 5 minutes, you can create a logo your company. Before, we used to maybe take 2-3 weeks, 2 months, even more to create a logo, bring graphic designers, marketing managers, meetings, and and sometimes it requires that for the brand identity and stuff. But actually, this tool, I find it very, very efficient if you want to create tools. It has been around for quite a long time, and it's basically an AI-powered tool. And then for the image to text tools, I would say we have two very good tools, Midjourney and Imagine.art. So you feed the algorithm with the text or the prompts, and then it gives you a photo, and that would be actually that would be helpful for anything, basically, including social media campaigns and that kind of stuff. So Midjourney, I would say it's more towards professional. It can be for art, for interior design, for architecture, all that kind of stuff. I mean, interior designers and architects are using Midjourney, and also that is a whole new or a whole different topic that we do full workshops on, the prompts to get good interior design or architecture designs out of Midjourney. Imagine.art is a bit more user-friendly. We're gonna try Imagine.art today, and you can just enter a text, and it gives you an outcome. Oxolo is an interesting thing. Is an interesting tool for people who are doing e-commerce and online, like trading, like through Amazon and these kind of tools. You just copy the link of your product, you paste it in Oxolo, and then it gives you a video. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and then it sends the video to your email, and then you can use it as well in your marketing campaigns, social media accounts. So it's a great tool. I mean, if you think of it, you can create a fully sophisticated effective social media campaign with 3 tools in, I would say, 30 minutes maximum. Go to ChatGPT to give you the ideas. Go to Imagine.art or Midjourney to give you the images, and go to Oxolo to give you the videos. We have also for influencers and people who are doing lots of videos, we have this tool from Adobe, podcast.adobe.com, and you don't need any mics or any tools to enhance the sound. It just cancels the noise, improves the quality significantly. You just upload the file, and then it's like a really pro tool to improve the sound effects if you are posting a lot on social media, especially for influencers and stuff. And Grammarly also launched its AI tool, which is Grammarly Go. So I'll give an example of a prompt for an interior design tool, AI tool, and for example, Midjourney is one of the most effective tools for interior designers and architects. So this is an example of a prompt with keywords that would generate a good quality design for you, like design a cutting-edge futuristic interior for a luxurious, eco-friendly villa. For example, emphasize sustainability, nature-inspired elements, functional furniture pieces, incorporate floor-to-ceiling windows. Here, it shows a bit when it comes to interior design and architecture. It shows the creativity or the human touch in the prompt. You will have to have some idea, your own style. You will have to basically have your own style and understand how these tools work. But this will take some time from you to actually try this prompt, see if it works for you, and you have the interior design that you are satisfied with or no, and then maybe change somewhere here and there and check if it gets you a better outcome. So for this kind of artistic interior designs, architecture, it needs a bit of work, but eventually it can get you a very good outcome. And the outcome is not necessarily, looking very parametric, futuristic stuff. You can actually do pretty classic stuff or neoclassic style or whatever style you want. You can actually generate utilizing that. Again, you can utilize tools like AIPRM as a plugin tool to give you the prompts. So you can ask it to give you an effective prompt to generate an interior design, classic interior design, neoclassic interior design, and then take this prompt and insert it or feed it to Midjourney. Or you can just, test it yourself and try to change the words as per your style or as per your required outcomes. So yeah, so do we have any questions so far? No?
No, I think all good.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about other tools, which is like also for different kind of stuff like Flare.ai. You can use it to do social media posts to improve engagement. Merlin, for example, is another tool like AI PM where you can create prompts as well. So WriteSonic and WriteLess are the two tools that I was referring to earlier, that they are actually, they give you the full references for any topic that you want. So WriteSonic and WriteLess is good for scientific research, it's good for articles, for writing in general. And then you have Ad Creative. Ad Creative is basically, I mean, giving you a full video, especially for social media campaigns. So something like Oxolo, but a bit more advanced. Waymark.ai is the same story, creating like professional videos. And then you have Postaga is basically, if you want to do email marketing campaigns, it gives you AI generated email marketing campaigns. So these are the tools that you can utilize in your business in general, covering all aspects in terms of design, planning, writing, videos, email campaigns. So this set of tools, again, you can try other tools. You can mix and match between tools to find the best tools that would benefit your business. But basically, the tools I explained today, I would say, are pretty effective. And discussing about artificial intelligence and the relation of artificial intelligence and the metaverse. And basically, we look at the metaverse as not only VR, not only merely virtual spaces where avatars are walking and talking. Maybe we think of it more of an ecosystem of technologies, including virtual reality, augmented reality, extended reality, mixed reality, artificial intelligence, machine learning. And then what we do is that we mix and match between these technologies in order to come up with the best strategy to benefit your business. So this is something that we actually do, and artificial intelligence is a big part of it. So we can integrate artificial intelligence within a metaverse solution. So for example, we see that in customer service centers or whatever kind of use case that we can utilize AI powered, let's say, avatars or AI powered solutions for a metaverse space or a metaverse ecosystem. So yeah, any questions? Actually, maybe I finished a bit early, but yeah, I can open the floor for discussions and questions.
Okay, one question I have is, for example, when we are using ChatGPT, sometimes it uses really big words, okay, that looks very fake, I would say, and that you didn't write. What ways or prompts can we use to simplify the outcome that we get so that it's, you know, more general, so everyone would be able to understand?
I mean, I would say it depends on the, it would depend on the industry and on the outcome that you are looking for. You can actually basically ask ChatGPT to simplify the answer or put the answer in simpler words. You can actually write this prompt. So when you get the answer, you feel that the words are too complicated or too, you know, that's not what you're looking for. You can just ask it to give you the answer in a simpler words or simpler terms, and that would work.
Okay. Okay. Anyone have any questions, or they would like to see any demos of any of the specific tools that they're more interested in? We have time. I guess we have one from Noura. Can you set the prompt from ChatGPT from the setting itself?
From the setting of ChatGPT, I mean, I think I'm not familiar that this could be done from the setting of ChatGPT, but what I know is that you can do it in your Google Chrome. You can actually this AIPRM, this one, if you just go to aiprm.com, and then you can actually plug in this tool within your web browser, and it can give you the prompts that you are looking for.
Okay, and we have a question. Is there any AI tool to create websites about any product?
Yes, ChatGPT itself is creating website. Actually, you can ask ChatGPT to give you the code for website. I mean, obviously, you will need a programmer to review it, but it will do the most of the work basically. You just let me just share my web browser again and show you some of this. So for example, here, for example, give me code for a fashion website. See, this is a code. It also tells you what does it do, you know. So now, if you need custom features, actually you can go into a very, very deep details with ChatGPT. You can ask it every feature that you want on the website, and it will change this code based on your requirements. Yet, I would recommend that you still have somebody like from the IT industry to kind of review this kind of stuff and adjust it, because there is some stuff like, for example, I would say payment gateway integration. If you want to integrate Apple Pay or Google Pay or this kind of stuff, it won't give you this because it will depend on the local service providers for this kind of stuff. So it has some limitations, but in principle, you can get a full code for a website from ChatGPT in what, less than a minute, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have another question. Wafa is asking if you can give us another example about the PowerPoint slides.
Yeah, sure. I mean, let's try something. Okay, let me just copy and paste one of this, because to give you the templates, as you can notice here, the templates are different from the templates that were there previously. So every time you go there, it will give you different templates. You can see more themes, but again, I mean, I would say it's a bit limited, but you can select whatever theme you want and export it. It's taking a bit of time because it's a bigger file, like 30 pages, so it will take maybe 2 minutes or so, but then you will get about 90 pages of this of a presentation. It's a different one. Now you can edit it, you can change these photos. I didn't insert these photos, or all I inserted is the text, and I just got the presentation, 89 pages presentation in 2 minutes. So you can also save, yeah, you can also save the file. So save as PowerPoint presentation and then edit it as you want. You can change the images, the background.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, very nice. Thank you, Hasan. We have a question from Aisha. She just wants to know a little bit more about what is metaverse.
Yeah, so I mean, the metaverse, as I said, we can look at it as an ecosystem of technologies. So I mean, the impression that people get when we mention the word metaverse is usually more about virtual spaces or avatars or maybe games, you know, Fortnite, Decentraland, and this kind of stuff. But it's actually not only that. This is a problem actually that most of the American basically metaverse companies are coming from the gaming industry. But the metaverse is much more than that. You can consider it as an ecosystem of technologies, including artificial intelligence, including augmented reality, virtual reality, extended reality. And then it's based on your business or your use case. We can then mix and match between these technologies to come up with the best strategy for your business or your use case. So if you tell me, for example, what business or what industry you are in, I can give you some examples of how to utilize the metaverse.
Like maybe let's say hospitality maybe, or medical, or metaverse. Maybe medical, let's say.
Yeah, medical is a very actually good, I mean, I would say medical is a very good use case where they actually do training for doctors and recently graduated doctors on surgeries and stuff. So instead of doing mistakes in an actual surgery, they actually train them through the metaverse. I've seen also tools in healthcare industry doing what they call a digital twin of your body that has the medical history of your body. Of course, there is a lot of privacy and privacy discussions around the healthcare use case, especially. But I see it also effective in terms of training and stuff. We've worked with hospitals, for example. They want to create digital twins for the hospital where you can actually have a consultation through the metaverse with your doctor, the one that doesn't actually require a physical checkup. You can have this consultation through the metaverse.
Okay, very nice. We have another question. So Ruqayya is asking if I'm using ChatGPT for different things, do I need to explain the prompt for each thing after a few days, and is there a way to save it? So let's say if she asks for different kinds of prompts for different topics or subjects, is there a way to save each response?
I think the way it's done now that you can actually copy and paste the response in your in your files or something, or you can do something like what I've just done. Go to a tool like Microsoft AI or any of these tools, and then you will save the whole thing. You can just save it as a PowerPoint or a Word file. I don't think there is an option now in ChatGPT to save it on ChatGPT itself. I don't think there is an option like that on ChatGPT.
Okay, thank you. Someone is asking, Aisha's asking about examples for fashion industry, and metaverse for the fashion industry.
Yeah, the fashion industry, there is a lot of actually applications for the fashion industry in the metaverse, starting from creating a full digital twin for the fashion store where you can go and actually test the new products and stuff. You can use it, you can utilize avatars for that, but actually I prefer the live ones. So we have AR, augmented reality solutions for the fashion industry, for the metaverse, where you can actually try the dress or whatever on your body before you buy it. So this is a good solution. Also, utilizing the metaverse to do loyalty programs and engage your customers. You can also utilize the metaverse as another social media channel. So you have your Instagram account, TikTok account, for example, and you have your metaverse space, and this will actually get you a bit more different target audience, but it will get you some more traffic as well. So there are lots of applications in the fashion industry. It depends also on the goals of your business and how you want to position your brand. But we have people also creating, for example, NFTs and loyalty programs through the metaverse for their customers, and big fashion brands are doing stuff like that actually. So yeah, there are lots of applications in the fashion industry.
Okay, and last question, is there an AI fashion stylist?
Yeah, there are. I don't recall the name of an application, but we actually, as Doverse, we do code AI fashion stylist solutions for clients. So I mean, this definitely could be done. AI fashion stylist, and also augmented reality is a good application. You know, so we get your products, I would say your best selling, or the ones that you want to promote, and then we create digital twins of these products, so people can go and not necessarily in a VR space. They can just use their phones to try it on themselves. Yeah, so somebody can hold the phone for you, and you can test your dress on
That would be
through
nice.
this application. Yeah.
No more changing rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Hasan. Any other questions before we ask Hasan to wrap up?